Hello, hello, students. Welcome to this new lesson about reading. Okay, in this opportunity, we are going to see one interesting technique called um, collaborative strategic reading. Um, I'm going to start by saying that um, this technique has four stages. The first one is the preview. The second one is called click and clunk. The other one is get the gist. And the other one, the last one, is called the wrap up. Okay, in the wrap up, you are going to make a summary about this reading that we are going to be studying. The reading, I'm going to show you the reading. And in the first stage, which is called before reading, you are going to have a brainstorming. You are going to see the reading quickly. You are going to see the pictures, the keywords in the reading, and you are going to predict what is the reading about. So I want you to participate, telling me what do you think is the reading about. So I'm going to show you the reading right now on the screen, and let me know if you can see it. Can you see it?
Yes,
Yes.
perfect.
Okay, so you are going to see the pictures and some letters, some words, and let me know what do you think is the reading about. 3 minutes for this activity. First activity. Okay, students, I want you to participate, letting me know what is this reading about. Leo, what do you think is this reading about?
Okay, I think that the reading is about a kind of a technological device used to make sure human behavior characteristic. So
Yes,
using the
okay.
technology to take advantage of those things.
Thank you very much. Any other participant would like to say something?
Me, Guillermo.
Okay.
I think that this reading is gonna be about the future gadgets maybe that we are gonna use in some coming years.
Exactly. What else? What do you think, Oliver?
Also, Professor, I can say that through those pictures, like it's kind of security that we are going to be using or that we are going to be facing in several places, such as like business companies and stuff like this.
Thank you. Exactly. Okay. Now you are going to see this reading more profoundly. So, but in order to develop the second activity in this strategy or in this technique, I have divided this classroom into two groups. The first one is compounded by these students. Liz Mariel, which is going to be the leader, she's going to guide you through the whole process. Guillermo is going to be the clone expert. Mariela is going to be the gist expert. Pedro is going to be the announcer. Okay, in the group number one. In the group number two, Brenda is going to be the leader. Leo is going to be the clone expert. Cirilo is going to be the gist expert. And Oliver is going to be the announcer. So we are going to see now that activity. What is the function of the, for example, the clunk expert? Okay, the clone expert is going to take notes of the most difficult words or phrases in the reading. You are going to work in groups. Then the GIS expert is going to continue with the next activity, which is taking the most important ideas in each paragraph. You know, this reading, how many paragraphs does this article have? How many paragraphs do you see?
4 paragraph.
Four
Paragraph,
paragraphs.
Professor.
Yes.
Or
So you will have four main ideas, one main idea per paragraph. You see? So that is what you're going to do in this technological tool, which is called Padlet. Each group, number one and number two, is going to have this website called Padlet, and you are going to work there. So I'm going to make the breakout groups for you to work on that activity. I already sent you the link, okay, of these two groups in Padlet. So give me 1 minute to make the breakout groups. Do you have any question about this activity that you're not clear?
Professor, I'm very clear.
so far so good.
Clear.
Okay.
Professor, like keywords or like sentences?
You can write
What?
phrases or keywords. Yes, words that you don't understand. Those words are
Uh,
called clunks. And you as a group, you have to discuss what would be that meaning, the meaning of those words or phrases that you don't understand. Okay, students, so you are going to be working in groups from now on. See you in 10 minutes.
Todavía no.
it's recording, Professor. Yeah.
Hello, students. Do you have any question? Remember that you have to go to Padlet and get, well, firstly, you have to read the article. In this moment, you should be reading the article. Then you are going to be writing the most difficult words on the clunks section on Padlet. Okay?
All right.
Okay. Any other question? No?
No.
No, Professor, everything is clear.
Thank you.
Chicos, vamos.
Definition.
Hello, students. Do you have any question about the first activity?
No, Professor. Can you allow us to share the screen, please?
Okay. Now, can you share it?
Leo, can you share now?
Give me a second. I'm going to share my
Okay,
computer
remember that
screen.
you should be reading the article and then obtain or get the most difficult words and write them on the first section. Okay?
Yes, yes, Professor. We
Okay.
were writing the most important words and the more important ideas.
Okay, I'm going to give you more time if you require to develop the gist activity, okay? Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Paragraph number 3, Leo, yes? You're mute.
I have one question that I made.
Okay. Leo.
Okay, sorry.
Paragraph number 3 is okay. Give me a second. Advantage.
Le pones el URL, le das.
Professor.
You are group number 1.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, it's not available.
Let me see what happened.
Maybe you have to change permissions. I mean,
Yes, Pedro is in group number 2 and Padlet number 2. That's why you can write Pablo.
The main idea, yes, the main idea of paragraph number 2. Can you see that, what I wrote?
Yes, but in group number 2. But Professor told us that we were number 1, right?
Group number 1.
yeah.
Probably you clicked on the wrong link.
I think so. Oh, sorry. Let me check.
Well, students, now we are going to see what you have developed. And okay, here we have the results of the second and third activity. The second activity was clunks. Okay, I need a volunteer for the group number 1 for reading the most difficult words or clunks that you found in the reading. Volunteers? Group number 1. I can hear you.
Or 1 or 2.
Okay, we found this word very difficult to pronounce. Surveillance, biometrics, fingerprints, it is scanning face patterns.
Okay, number 2, group number 2.
We have difficult words like surveillance, So, Professor, you can correct myself because I don't know how to pronounce that. Biometrics, replicate, and hackers.
Okay, and you as a group could find the meaning of those words? Could or not? Okay, what about the get the gist in the main idea in paragraph number 1? Group number 1. What was the main idea?
Well,
Technology.
Professor,
Okay.
well, yeah, I read it was about a kind of technology used for identification.
Exactly. What about number
Mhm.
2?
Okay, well, Professor, we found biometric technological definition. What is the
Yes, the
concept
first
about
paragraph
that?
was about the concept or definition. What about the paragraph number 2? Get the gist. Group number 1. What was the paragraph about?
Well, for this kind of technology, there are two categories. One is physiological, that has to do, I think, with, for example, fingerprints, something like that, and behavioral also. The
Yes,
other.
exactly. That was the two categories in which we can divide the biometrics technology. What about group number 1 in the paragraph number 3? What was the main idea?
The, the advantages, Professor, the advantages that this biometrical technology has.
Okay, do you remember any advantages? Advantage? Any other participant?
And I think that one advantages of this tool is like recognitions of numbers and also like face recognitions. Very interesting.
Okay, what about group number 2, the main idea of paragraph number 4?
Well, we can find that disadvantage in this paragraph.
Disadvantage. Okay, students, now we have seen the first 3 stages of this technique, the collaborative strategic reading. Now we're going to continue with the next session of the third stage, which is get the gist. You have already answered the questions. And now you are going to develop a true and false activity. Okay, I'm going to send you the link to the WhatsApp group for you to develop this activity in groups. Okay, so this is a true and false activity just to know how much understanding you have about this article on biometrics technology. So you are going to have 2 minutes, yes, 2 minutes to answer those questions. You will have six, uh, 6 questions to answer. Okay, we will be back in a moment. Okay, now students, we are going to see the results of this activity. And okay, view the results. This is the tool, an online, interesting online tool, which is called Tesmos. And here we have the results of the quiz that you already developed. Okay, Brenda, Cirilo. Okay, here we can appreciate that you have a good understanding of the article. You see 92% average score. So thank you very much for participating in this true and false activity. A nice activity just to see how much knowledge you have already on this article of biometric technology.
Yeah.
Okay, now we are going to continue with the last activity of this technique, which is the wrap up. So, in this activity, you found or you wrote some questions about that reading. Here we have some questions. What are the most important highlights? Where do we apply biometrics technological tools? Who can be in charge in using this technology? Okay, now I need the announcer for group number 1 to make a brief summary about the reading. The announcer of group number 1.
Okay, Professor. Well, the reading was about a kind of technology used for identification. Could be physiological or behavioral, with people who are under surveillance. And then this type of technology has two categories: physiological, that has to do with fingerprints and stuff like that, and behavioral, such as IP address, etc.
Good
And
job.
one of the advantages, yeah,
Uh-huh.
one of the advantages of this technology is that the individual must be present, and one of the disadvantages that it is the company has to invest a lot, so it costs a lot.
Thank you
That this
very
kind of
much,
technology.
group number 1. Now about group number 2. Who is the announcer of group
Okay,
number 2? Uh-huh.
okay,
Go ahead.
Professor, as a final conclusion, I can say that biometric technology has been implemented in many companies and schools. So it is used for identification and access controls, as it says. So therefore, using it, we need to follow some patterns, as like putting our finger, like showing our face, putting a code, showing our eyes, and etc. So finally, we need to take advantage of using this type of biometric technologies nowadays, and we need to get ready for use and implement more of them for future purposes. Thank you.
Okay, exactly. Excellent. Good announcers and good conclusion about this interesting technology. And you know that many countries nowadays are implementing these kind of technologies everywhere in schools, hospitals, businesses, and different locations. So this was all the reading that I wanted to show you to understand about this interesting technology. So your homework or assignment is to make a graphic organizer, and you can find the guidelines on Google Classroom. Okay, I hope you have liked this lesson, and see you in our next class. Thank you very much. See you.
Okay.
See
See
you,
you,
Professor.
Bye,
Professor.
bye,
Bye.
Professor.
Bye.
Bye.